I've always wanted to go to college. I don't want to go because I want to be the first one in my family to go. That's not the reason for me going. I want to go because I want to go.
Going to college is important to me because none of my family members have been to college, and I'm trying to be the first one to be more educated.
I'll be the first one to go to college in my family, so, it's gonna make me feel good, like I'm number one.
I want to go to college to become something in life, to prove to my parents and everybody that I can do it.
I live in Inglewood with my mom, and I go to LA Jordan High School in Watts, California. So I take 3 buses and 2 trains to get to school every day.
Dontay was a talented 2-sport athlete who commuted an hour and a half to compete on Jordan High School's highly ranked football and track teams. But for him, the dream of going to college was relatively new.
First day of 10th grade, I got locked up for possession of a firearm. Did 5 months in camp. It really got to me. I really seen, if I don't turn my life around, I could be in here for years. I did so good in camp, they let me out 10 days before Christmas. From there, I just turned my life around. Started going to church, going to school. Next thing you know, I'm back on track, doing better than ever. Well, I've been going to Jordan since I was in the middle of 10th grade. It's in a not so good neighborhood, but I stay to myself, have my headphones on, go to school to learn.
Bye, Mom. Bye. Love you too.
200 miles north of Dontay, Jess lived in the rural mountain town of Lake Isabella.
Have a seat, guys. Find your seat. Okay, so let's start. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
A lot of people don't appreciate our school because it's so small. We don't have a lot of new things, but we have our farm and we have a good sports program. They don't think that there's a lot to be involved in, but there really is if you just want to do it. I'm vice president for the junior class, and I'm running again for senior class.
Same as mine.
Ethan and I have been together for, it'll be a year and 1 month this month, actually. And I'm really happy with him. I've never been with anybody this long. We are pretty much always together, and we don't get sick of each other.
Working and being involved with student council and getting the grades she does, that's really hard to do. But she handles it really good, and her grades show it.
45 minutes down the canyon road from Lake Isabella was the city of Bakersfield. Considered the oil capital of California, it was also the home of Cecilia.
I was born here in Bakersfield, and I've been here all my life. I've never moved. My dad came here first when he was 17, and my mom, she came here when she was 23. She works in the fields. Her hours are 5 in the morning to 3, 4. There's 9 people living in my house. My mom, my 3 brothers, my sister-in-law, and 3 nephews. So it's always crowded. We're always excuse me.
By Cecilia's junior year, she was taking nearly all AP classes, plus a class dedicated to helping students get into college.
All right, I need to sit down with you guys and go through this week a little bit. We have some details for your projects that we need to get squared away.
My freshman year, I started AVID, and they started talking about how college is really important. It's kind of like DARE, don't do drugs, but AVID, go to college.
We want everything to be in our digital portfolios. All I'm gonna do for you to turn in is you say, hey, I'm done. I'll slide it over to my computer, I met Cecilia when she was an 8th grader when I recruited. She's just an awesome kid, you know, and she wants to go to college, she wants to be something, so she works really hard. And she'll stress herself out sometimes too, but she works hard. She's a good kid.
Just south of Los Angeles, nestled between Compton and Bellflower, was the city of Paramount, home to Kara Soma, or, as his friends called him, Soma.
I attended Paramount since my 9th grade year all the way to my junior year right now. Play football, volleyball, rugby, track and field, and I'm in the PI club. The PI club is a group of kids that wants to learn how to do dances, Polynesian dances, Hawaiian dances.
On this day, Soma and his classmates were headed to the Queen Mary for a special performance.
We have one specific dance for the boys. It's like a warrior dance called the haka.
The Pacific Islander community is very large in the South Bay area. It's a very, very loving community, and everyone knows everyone. And everyone loves to dance, and everyone loves to share, so that's also very nice. Kara Soma is a very outgoing young man. He's already said, Miss T, I'm going to be president of the club next year. And sometimes just throughout the day, he'll come in the classroom and say, hi, give me a hug, Auntie, and then he'll leave. So he's just a sweet kid.
It was pretty cool. My whole family pretty much lives in Lake Isabella. Like, we're pretty much related to everyone, have a huge family. My grandma owns Cheryl's Diner, and I work there. And it's fun. I have a job. I'll always have a job if I need it.
It's really great working with Jessica at the diner. And it's actually really great working with my family at the diner, you know. I mean, and we've all done that forever. I didn't graduate high school. I quit school when I was a senior. So that's why it's been so important for me to, you know, have her succeed.
Hey. Soma, what you doing? Picture? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a lot of family. Most of them live in America, Samoa. My mom moved down here, and I was born in Compton.
I'm a busy mother, you know. When they're young, I take care. When my husband was here, he helped me. But now I'm doing the job all by myself.
Last year, March 5th, I was at the hospital with my pops, and out of nowhere, he started getting sick. So my mom just told the doctor to take out the machine thing, and then my dad passed away. And that's what happened.
Hurry up, we gotta go to church, okay? Okay. Grandma, where's Grandma? Come on.
My pops, he always pushed me to the limit. Even though it's hard, he always tell me to try my best and make sure you pray to God.
Soma knew that going to college would have made his father proud. So despite his family's financial situation, he was determined to find a way.
I don't have no money that's saved right now for college, but this one guy is helping, and he said Massachusetts, Harvard University, they pay your way to college. So that's what I'm thinking of going.
What Soma didn't know was that Harvard was one of the most competitive schools in the nation, and his 3.0 GPA wasn't going to make him a likely candidate.
I don't know how things go if you had to have, how much the college, you had to have the whole amount at the same time, is that it? I mean, I don't know. But I'll find a way. But Soma, I'm so proud of him. You know, Mom, when I go to college, I can make more money, you know, to take care of you and help our family.
While Soma's family worried about how they were going to pay for college, in Inglewood, Dontay's mom, Aileen, currently living on welfare, was worried about finding a job.
No, just got here.
Oh, good, okay. So, this is gonna be your new case manager, and, but like I told you, I wanna make it clear, I'm still here. So if you need anything, call me.
You.
I know you will.
I understand you're interested into recovery.
Yes, I want to get back. I'm gonna, you know, took a long time for me to want to be clean.
Yeah.
And to actually can say that I'm 2 years clean, still, that's a lot. Well, I was on drugs for like 24 years. Took me all the way down. I mean, really, literally, I ended up living in an alley. That's my Dontay right there.
Yeah.
He's gonna be an important part of everything. You're gonna meet him a lot.
Yeah.
You play basketball?
No, I play football.
Oh no, he's football.
Football number.
Basketball.
Yeah.
He's my best man rock right there.
Yeah.
He takes care of me. I'll come in here and don't do nothing, and he'll come in here and clean up the whole house. Do it. He takes care of me. He does. He takes care of me.
I made this book for my mom after we came back from visiting my dad, and I took lots of pictures. This is in Tijuana at the beach. This is my mom and dad.
My dad, he wasn't here when I was born. He was put into jail and then bailed out. And then January 25th, I remember, of last year, a law passed saying that any resident that commits a crime is immigrated out of the country. And he was in a detention center for a year and a half. And just a few weeks ago, they deported him.
This is a picture of my dad. He was trying to be funny there. Memories.
Right now, everything's uncertain. We might just go visit him over the summer when we, don't have school, or we might just, I don't know.
As junior year was coming to an end, the college admissions process was just beginning. Step 1, take the SAT.
To tell you the truth, the SAT was the hardest test I ever took in my life. I seen words I didn't even know how to pronounce, how to say. So I'm gonna try to take the SAT as much as I can so I can get a good score.
I think I did pretty well on the writing portion of it. That wasn't very hard, but I don't know. We'll see when my scores come.
I'm taking the SAT test. That's coming in June 7. I feel confident because it's like any other test. All I gotta do is just pray to God and stuff to help me trying to pass this test.
I'm taking the SAT and ACT. I've heard that they're really hard, and I want to score lots of points so I can get accepted to a good college.
Every year, colleges talk about how much more competitive they were than the year before. And so that anxiety around test prep is feeding this frenzy of how much test prep I can get and how much more my scores can go up.
Low-income students don't have access to these test prep classes, and they tend to do worse on the SAT on average.
In fact, if you look at the national averages, as family income goes up from $20,000 to over $200,000 a year, students' SAT scores directly correlate to how much their families make.
That's not because the kids, rich kids are smarter. It's because of the opportunities that students have.
Baking soda, 1 teaspoon.
And salt, right?
Make sure you don't rip the recipe, because we need it.
Kayla!
We just made the cookie. We just made cookie dough.
You want cookie dough?
You're slow.
This is the first time we've all been together all summer. That's
Since
just
our
us.
party.
What score did you guys get on SATs?
Bad.
I got 15 something. I don't know, but you got 17.
I don't know about you guys, but I've already started applying for scholarships online.
Yeah,
I did too.
Tried.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
It's confusing, but I've done 2 successful.
I'm gonna go into
Fast
talk
Web?
to Miss
They're gonna tell you to go on FastWeb, and it's the most confusing thing. Oh my gosh, that looks disgusting. Yeah, my parents are gonna pay for my college, but since they have to pay for my brothers too, I'm gonna probably have to take out like a bunch of student loans.
Don't take out student loans.
Well, you have to. How else are you gonna pay?
That's not that bad if you go to that one that's on the TV. I can't think of what it's called.
Strive?
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good deal to me. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw that out
I'm
there.
just saying, Ben, I think they're still paying off.
Yeah, you pay them. Yeah, those take a long
time. They do take a long time, but I mean,
and
if you don't have the money to pay for your college,
it's
like
better
what else
that
are you
than
gonna do?
not go.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, everybody listen up. Please come here. Today we're running the course. Run at a good pace. Don't run. It's not a race pace. It's not fast, but it's not your slowest pace either. Okay? We're gonna start in the corner.
It was still a few weeks before senior year would begin, but already cross-country practice was underway.
Ready? Go!
This was Cecilia's third year in cross-country, and she was the second fastest runner on the girls' team. Running had become more than just a sport for Cecilia. It was a way for her to escape the pressures she felt at home.
Hispanic women are expected to stay home and clean the house and take care of their husband. I don't want to be a housewife. Like, I want to be an independent woman. It's so hard to move away from the expectations and like prove to them that I'm serious. My mom's thinking about moving to Mexico to go with my dad, and she wants us to go with her. I'm gonna have to listen to her because I'm not 18 yet, and I'm scared of her like making these choices and changes.
Okay, here. First and foremost, we have got to work harder. I know there's a lot of us that are competitive and we don't like to lose. We all need to decide why we're here.
First game, lock game. It's cracking. You see my voice is going already. It ain't even started yet. It's so live. I'm so ready. We focus. The first game. We ready. Lock. Let's go.
We're very excited about this season. We have our work cut out for us, but we look forward to the challenge. Dontay is a big part of the process. He's going to be playing offensive guard. He's the fastest lineman in the nation. He's going to be playing linebacker. We want him to hit people and hit them hard.
Defense on three, defense on three. 1 out three, defense.
Dontay was intent on getting a football scholarship, and today was his first chance to impress the scouts.
The LA Jordan program has been one that I've watched in the years I've been here at SC to really come alive. We're here recruiting kids because it's a program that really does elevate kids' opportunities. And so we're pleased to be here. It's the first game of the year, and here I am. You know, it's first chance to get out, and I came right to Jordan.
Nice victory, first game. 42-17 or whatever. You feel me? Knocked it out, you know. LA Jordan, we on top. First game, lock game. There you
Eh bien, classe, faites attention s'il vous plaît. Louis ou Lara? Louis. Louis, c'est très bien.
In the Samoan culture, there's something called fa'alavelave. Fa'alavelave is an important part of our culture, which means when someone's in trouble, we give back to help that individual.
The problem is if you're making minimum wage, it's very difficult because you're in a cycle here of giving and never getting ahead.
Like many of his peers, Soma's educational goals were driven by his economic situation. In fact, 25% of Pacific Islander children live below the poverty line, and college is often seen as their only way out.
This country is afraid of dealing with issues of class, and we have to recognize that poor students are predominantly underrepresented in higher education.
In our first-generation communities, the most cost-effective way to break the cycle of poverty is to get young people with a college degree.
With senior year well underway, Cecilia was the first student to meet with her high school counselor for her graduation check.
The first thing I want you to take a look at is your transcript. So let's go over that. I see that you've been taking all of the right courses, including your AP courses and honors classes, and you've done very well. So have you started to take a look at your scholarships or?
No, I haven't, but I'm planning to.
Okay. A lot of times, family members can provide some money too. And a lot of times, aunts and uncles and grandparents have saved a little bit of money. I'm not sure, have they done anything like that, have they said?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah.
I'm on my own.
You're on your own?
Yeah.
Okay. And you told me what colleges you want to go to, but what were the top three that you were looking at?
UCLA, Santa Barbara, and Fresno State.
Right. UCLA, of course, is difficult to get into in the sense that it has so many people apply. But a lot of times, a good, solid student can get into UCLA also, but a lot of it's going to be dependent on what you've got in your personal statement. So take a look at your own personal qualities, I guess, and what you've done.
Many low-income students are doing it completely on their own. They may not have a parent who can help them through the process. A parent may not even speak English to be able to help them and give them feedback on their essays or edit it for them or just give them any kinds of support.
They don't talk about going to college. Their moms and dads don't drive them around the fall or the summer between 11th and 12th grade to visit different campuses. A lot of these students have never even set foot on a college campus. They think it's private territory, even if it's a public like UCLA.
Women's cross country.
Look how tall they are. Oh my God.
Wow.
5'7", 5'8", 5'7", 5'4", 5'9".
I'm 5'4". Okay, this one's...
Well, I'm 5'1".
UCLA is my dream school. Like, I don't know, just everything. I want to be a Bruin. Like, I just want to get accepted there. Like, so bad.
Hopefully, I get accepted in a historically black college, like Atlanta A&T, Georgia, Clark, what else, Morris Brown, Morehouse. So that's one big, a big dream that I have, hopefully come true. So the amendment process illustrates federalism by the amendments are proposed at a national level but are ratified on a state-by-state basis. Nationally, nation, so like a whole nation level, but it gotta be ratified by state, you feel me? All states gotta, you feel me, agree on it, you feel me? And then if I get bad grades, I can't play football, I can't run track, I can't do what I wanna do. So, I gotta do what I have to do what I wanna do, yeah.
Dontay's grades had been drastically improving since he got out of juvenile detention his sophomore year. Now he had an overall GPA of 2.8 and was working hard to try to make it on the honor roll this year.
As far as your standing in your class, there's 144 seniors this year, and you are number 14, which is something to be very proud of. So what do you think you're going to do after high school?
I don't really want to leave home. Like, my whole family lives in the valley, and I don't have a problem commuting back and forth to a different city.
Some of our students haven't had enough exposure to the outside world. So as counselors, our challenge here would be to bring the outside world in, so that they realize that there's a whole world of possibilities out there. I think your idea to stay near family is really good, but it also could be your backup plan, because you're bright enough that you can apply just about to any state college and you would be accepted.
She was talking to me about my class rank and my GPA, and she was saying that basically I could get into any 4-year in the state that I wanted to, and I just didn't even know that. I honestly didn't think that I could get in that easily.
All right. A lot to think about.
I think that going to a 4-year and living somewhere else would be really exciting, but at the same time it's going to be really scary because it is all new. You're not going to know anybody, you're going to be a completely new, different place and not have any security.
Caught in between what you want and what you need. So come on.
I'm definitely going to go to college. That's not going to change. It's just where and money and scholarships, everything. I don't know. I just have a lot to think about.
You say I should just slow down. Know that I can.
Cecilia's mom was making frequent trips down to Mexico to visit her dad. Tired of being left home alone and nervous that the trips would become more permanent, Cecilia decided to move in with her best friend's family.
We just didn't want to see Cecilia have to go to Mexico or go to another place, and my wife's like, you know, I want to see her have the same opportunity as our children.
My mom, she's only looking for herself right now, and I understand that, but I'm looking for better things for myself, and this is one of them.
So, you are a senior now.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
What do you want to do after high school?
Well, after high school, I'm trying to go to university college and do engineering or mechanic.
Right.
Anything that does with fixing stuff.
Fixing? What do you want to fix?
Like cars or computers.
You just like to hands-on
Yeah.
fix things.
Soma realized that Harvard was out of his reach and instead set his sights on the only school he had visited, the University of Southern California.
Well, my dream school is USC, but I don't know, like, I had to do a lot of work to get my GPA up that high in order for me to go there.
Okay, so these are the colleges and universities in the state of California that you can go ahead and take a look at. Good. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Watts is a community that's been abandoned by our society. Watts is a community that's where crime and gangs and drugs have been allowed to flourish. We have overcrowding in the neighborhood, people living in garages, high rate of incarceration of at least one parent, a lot of one-parent families. All of our students, when you talk to them, have been assaulted at least one time on their way to school, way home. There's not a day that goes by that we don't think about these things, or our students are not being influenced by these things. When we come on Monday, we have to be concerned and thinking about what happened over the weekend, who was shot, who was hurt. We pray to God that it wasn't one of our students.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right.
You ready to do your grad check?
Yeah.
Okay. When you look at your graduation requirements, there's an amount that's required for graduation for a diploma, and then there's the recommended requirements for when you're applying to colleges. So in the spring, you're gonna have physics, Spanish 2.
I gotta take physics?
It's highly recommended.
That's gonna be all work. I know physics, Spanish, and that. That's gonna be all.
It'll be work, but you can do it. Okay? Okay.
Anywhere is fine.
Yes.
Hey.
What's going on?
No.
Actually, I'm waiting for Jess to get off.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
do
just,
you want something to drink? Are you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure, nice tea.
My parents got a divorce in my freshman year. And my dad and like our relationship is a lot different now, I'd say. I don't really see him that often, and it's sad, and I wish it wasn't like that. Sand, I think we're gonna eat outside.
Oh, okay.
I don't really talk to my dad a whole lot about school and college and things. He hasn't offered to help me. And I don't want to ask him. I'm not afraid to ask him, but I don't want to get in a fight, in an argument about it. And I know that it will.
So what happens if some of these scholarships don't come through? How do you think you're gonna be able to go?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I have to, then I'll get a loan, I guess. That's not what I want to do, but...
Well, you're gonna waitress, right, this summer, so hopefully you can save a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and save up as much as I can, but I'm not doing well. I've got my car and my insurance and everything, and I have, like, no money in my savings. I'm not, like, I don't know. But...
So, I mean, when I was Jess's age, I always had to go out and work, and nothing's for free. I mean, that's not the way it's supposed to be. If you want something, you earn it. And I've tried to instill that with my children, so well, obviously it works, because she knows. She's working. She's been working for a few years now, so. Well, what about going up here for a little while, taking some of the classes you gotta have?
I don't want to go up here.
Well, I know, but if you had to, I mean,
I don't want to. I won't be. I don't want to go up here.
Well, they got a community college up here, Cerro Coso. I know there's some classes that she's got to be able to take. I know in the world these days that you need a college education, so they say so. I personally believe some of the people that go to college, just because they have a piece of paper doesn't mean that they know what they're doing, and at least in the business that I'm in, so. But I think it's great, and I hope she can follow through. Well, at least if you're staying up here, you can work up here some.
It'll be fine.
Let's see what happens.
I know that he loves me, and I know that he tries. But at the same time, I wonder, how hard he's trying.
We got a league race today. It's our last league race of the season. We're running against Stockdale and Centennial. Cecilia's got a definite chance to run for several schools in California. Cross country doesn't typically give out 100% scholarships, but she's definitely the caliber for some of the other smaller schools in the state to get a scholarship and run.
This race is my last race from cross country, since I'm a senior, and I want to do good.
What's that?
After winning the first race of the season, Cecilia began to blow away the competition and ended up becoming North High's #1 runner and one of the fastest girls in Kern Valley.
I qualified for state. I'm the only person from North High that qualified to state.
Well, I hope I get to see you again. All right, man, you did a good job. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I had a coach from BC. He just told me if I wanted to run and stuff, to contact him, give him his card.
What's BC?
BC, Bakersfield College, it's here. And they have a pretty good team, but I want to go to UC.
Bakersfield College, or BC, is the local community college that many students from Bakersfield and Kern Valley decide to attend as an alternative to a 4-year university.
Community colleges serve great purposes for particular kinds of students. But the reality is that upper-class kids who could go to a first-tier institution will, because the support structures exist with their families, with their high schools, and with their communities. In low college-going schools, Those support structures are totally absent.
The result is that at the 146 most selective schools in the country, 74% of students come from the wealthiest quartile, while only 3% come from the poorest. Down in Inglewood, Dontay's football season had ended with no prospects of a scholarship. Now he and his mom were wondering how they would pay for college.
What did the counselor say about applying for these black colleges?
She's like, the first thing, your room and board, like everything's gonna be higher for you, like way higher because you're not a resident.
Although Dontay understood that many schools cost more for out-of-state students, what he didn't realize was that the colleges he was interested in were private schools that didn't charge out-of-state tuition.
I really had to get this Cal State, like, out of the way so that could be like a for sure, you know, I can get out of here.
Yeah,
basically, black colleges I want to go, but if I can't go, you know, I'm not about to cry about it, you know. It wasn't meant for me, obviously, I guess, or something, you know, but I'm going to still try to go, you know.
Tell us so.
Basically, you know.
Soma lived with 9 family members in a 2-bedroom apartment. Because of the cramped quarters, Soma slept on the couch while his mom made her bed on the living room floor. With such a close-knit family, Soma's mom was concerned about him moving away for college. So she sat down with him to talk about where he wanted to apply.
USC, where's that?
Oh, there in LA.
So it's near, right?
Nah, it's a little bit far. It's a far drive.
But you can stay in campus too?
Yeah. My counselor said that I have to do this on my own, so I'm gonna go to the Career Center and try to ask questions.
See, Soma, this is a new thing. Like, how the things going? Like, who's gonna pay the fare and everything?
That's why I'm signing up for FAFSA. It only
What is that again? FAFSA?
Financial aid for students. We get money for college.
That's good. So how long are you gonna be in the college or something?
4 years.
Oh my God, 4 years. You're my only son is gonna move out from the family, and I don't know how I'm gonna take it.
Here we go. Fortune tellers and diviners. Let's review quickly what happens to these guys. Okay, their heads are backwards. Remember, and look, they can't see in front of them, which is significant because fortune tellers and diviners wanted to see the future. Okay, so their punishment is.
I could win the lottery or something. Berkeley is a good school, or UCLA, and you know, I've actually thought about those schools. It's just the expenses of everything just puts a limit on a lot of stuff.
Jess, like many students across the country, was looking at schools based on their published prices. But what she didn't know was that the financial aid she would receive due to her parents' income would greatly reduce the cost of attending.
You know, $70 an application is a prohibitive factor for students who are from low-income backgrounds. Yes, they can get fee waivers, but a lot of times they're not even aware of how to ask for the fees to be waived.
Taking on debt on the order of $19,000, which is the average debt that college students come out with today, is an enormous undertaking for a family that's living paycheck to paycheck.
Every year, people take out loans for houses, cars, and education. And if you look at how those investments pay off over 30 years, a home should give you about 6 times your initial investment. A car will lose its value, but a bachelor's degree will raise your earning power $22,000 more a year. And over the course of a lifetime, a college graduate will earn $1 million more than a high school graduate, multiplying that initial investment by 52.
Start talking about demand. Demand is what drives any economic system. You can't sell stuff without it.
I should have went and talked to my counselors about applying to colleges like early, and for her to help me, because right now I'm really struggling through like applying to it and the money thing.
I took my SATs for the second time.
and I scored 1,000 times better. The first time I received 990, and the second time was 1,950.
Unbeknownst to Cecilia, her new SAT score and outstanding GPA made her a competitive applicant to any of the top 50 schools in the country, including UCLA.
I still need to apply to UCLA, of course. I really wanted to go there so bad.
I think for Cecilia, UCLA is a possibility as long as she has that connection with somebody that's reading her essay. She's an AP student, she's smart, she's dedicated, and so she's gonna have to focus on what she says on her personal statement and how much she wants to give of herself in that. And so if she can get that done on time and it can be well written, I think she'll have a good chance.
I was offered a scholarship from Robert Boyles, the cross-country coach for CSUB, but if I get into UCLA, I'll go there no matter what, and no matter if I don't get any scholarships or anything, I'll go there.
Jess, do you want to plug this into that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll sit here and hand you guys ornaments. How's that?
When I got my senior check, my counselor told me that I qualify to go to any UC.
Uh-huh.
And I was surprised by that.
Why were you surprised?
I don't know. I just didn't think about that.
Well, I know, but I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. You're smart. Jess doesn't seem to give herself enough credit as far as her ability to do things. And it's frustrating for me sometimes because I see that she is smart and she could go anywhere she wants to go, obviously. They're telling us that that's what she can do. But, money's always a factor. So that's a big issue.
I don't know. I'm just scared to go anywhere.
Why are you so scared?
I want to get a bachelor's.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be okay without it. I would be able to get a good job without it, but I don't know.
It is going to be a little bit difficult because, we get child support from your dad, and that's going to end on your birthday. Have you approached that subject with your dad? Because you have gas, you have books, you're going to be driving back and forth.
I don't think it'll help me.
Why do you think that?
I just don't think he would.
Well, it'd be real easy for him to throw you a couple $100s a month, for just whatever, and it's going to be hard for you to have a job to cover your expenses is all I'm saying. It scares me. I'm scared. I got 7 months because I have a $400 check that I get every month, and that's going to not be here. And I'm scared to death. And I don't want you to feel pressure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I try to hold it in. I try to cover it up, and it doesn't. I'm sorry.
That's what would help with going to BC, though. It's not way less expensive than going to a Cal State. And just all the scholarships that you can apply for and hopefully get. A lot less stress on you and your mom.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was the end of February, and Dontay had one more week before the historically black college applications were due.
Originally, I had a 4.0 straight A's, but now, you feel me, I got A and 3 B's, and it's the honor roll. It's posted up in the main office and all that, you feel me? My name Dontay Gray, you feel me? 3.25, so, I'm trying to do all I can do, for my senior year. Y'all see? Okay, 3.2, you feel me? Honor roll, 12th grade, you feel me? Nothing too big, just a little something, try hard and all that, so it's cool.
Where are you at in the process in terms of filling out those applications?
Really, tell you the truth, I haven't filled out no applications for out of state or nothing, but I gotta really buckle down and do it like this week though. So that's one of my goals, for the end of the week, gotta start getting, on these applications because it's gonna be too late. You feel me? Deadline's coming soon, so I gotta, really buckle down and do what I gotta do.
Do you know when the deadlines are?
No, I don't know when any deadlines are for any school, so, I could be too late for some of them, so, I gotta go in there and do what I gotta do ASAP.
By April, colleges had finished sending out their acceptance letters and financial aid awards, and now the students had to decide where they would attend.
There's a local scholarship application that we got a while ago, and it goes out to like 60 different organizations around the valley. So this night we get the results from that. This is sort of like the big deal here. Hope I get something.
Oh, good evening. This is actually one of my favorite nights because what a great night we get to give kids money to go to college. Doesn't get any better than that. One of the things that we battle here is the fear of the unknown is what it really is. Because no one in their family or no one they know, any of their friends have experienced any of those issues or problems associated with moving away to go to college. Leaving the Valley means leaving what they know. I have the Bank of America Achievement Awards for English, Jessica Chevalier.
I would like to present two $1,000 scholarships to Jessica Chevalier.
Jessica Chevalier.
Jessica Chevalier.
Jessica Chevalier.
Jessica Chevalier.
I'm going to BC. Right now, it's a lot cheaper to go to Bakersfield College, and it's more of a career-based school, and I could get a job right away. I did want to go to a UC, but it's $50 just to apply, and so I just decided not to, and then it sort of got too late. I don't know, like, there's so much to think about, what could have happened and things like that. Like, I don't know.
With the football season long behind him, Dontay was putting all his efforts into track.
Yeah, I really didn't want to go, out of state to a historically black college, but, I wasted a lot of time, just procrastinating and putting it off. So actually, I decided I'm going to Sacramento State in the fall.
Shooting star all around the world. I'm a different kind of man than I used to be. Used to be scandalous, vandalous. Never let no punk get the upper hand of this. But everything can change in a moment like this. Look at me now.
I'm very excited that Dontay's going to Sacramento State. He's excited, I'm excited, but I'm scared at the same time because I'm gonna be losing my boy, my baby. He's growing up on me. I wish him to go wherever he wanted to go, but we really couldn't afford that. Him going out of state somewhere, come on now. I mean, so no, it wasn't in our budget. It wasn't really in the plan. That's just something he wanted to do, but it wasn't gonna work.
The payments is, that's still one thing I'm working on. It's a real big thing in my mind too. But what I got accepted for the FAFSA is financial aid, something. So, that's one thing that's gonna help me, potentially, make my payments and do everything I have to do for Sacramento.
I really wanted to go to UCLA. I was very set on that idea, but things changed, and I was like I had one paragraph in my essay, okay, and I just didn't want to write everything about my whole life. They asked 3 things that have made me inspired to want to succeed in life, and I just didn't want school to pity me or something. I don't know, I just didn't want to write about my whole life. I just gave up. I gave up on the application. I've decided to go to CSUB because they offered and I signed a full contract with paying for everything. If I would have gone to UCLA, I would have had to pay for full tuition, dorms, everything. I can't get that kind of money, okay? I filled out FAFSA, but I haven't heard anything from them. okay, the best decision I made was out of like I was desperate, and like I know that's like the best choice right now. Like I just thought everything out, and I'm on my own, so I made the best decision.
The assumption is the cost of college is formidable, when in reality, there are loans, there are grants that are available if students know how to get to them.
Poverty throws a lot of barriers at young people. And they're not only barriers that make it harder to get to school or to get an AP physics teacher, but they're also the barriers that narrow just the view of what you think is possible.
When it came time to apply to USC, Soma found out that he didn't have enough prerequisites to qualify for admission.
I was really bummed out, like, about no one telling me like those requirements that I needed to take 3 years of science and 4 years of math, so it didn't really work out, so I just applied to Cal State's.
Of the schools that Soma did apply to, his first choice was Cal State Long Beach, one of the higher ranked Cal States. It was also close to home.
Thank you, and I want to welcome you to our awards night.
I got home from school, from practice, and then my mom said, "You got a mail." Like, "From where?" "Cal State Long Beach." Oh man, I hope I get this. So I got the letter. I was praying for a little bit, opened my eyes, opened the letter, and I looked, opened it, like, oh, I got accepted. Woo.
Getting accepted to Cal State Long Beach was exciting, but money was still a concern. Luckily, the financial aid letter came through in a big way.
When I seen how much I was getting, I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I got this much money.
Finally, our 12th grade students who make the honor roll. After your names are read, please come forward and stand on the risers.
It's stated in here. See, I read it. I got all the mail, but I put this inside my purse so I don't have to lose it. Everything right here. You say the total, $18,054.
Kara Soma, Theo.
I am so glad that one in my family is going to college.
For many families, college sticker prices can be intimidating. But what most don't realize is that families making $40,000 a year pay only a fraction of the annual fees due to the financial aid they receive.
Going to BC doesn't bother me, and I'm okay with this now. Like, I used to have doubts and regrets, but Ethan's decided to go there too, and that's another reason for my choice.
I motivate myself to inspire like the young ones, like my little nieces, my little nephews, and my little niece is like, man, I'm gonna be like him. Like, I like hearing that from my little nieces and nephew. Like, oh, I'm gonna be just like Uncle Soma.
Reminder, you've got about 10 minutes to use the potty, all right? So make sure you do before you get out there, because if you have to go, you're stuck.
I'm graduating honor roll. I graduate with a 3.9 GPA, and only 2 people received athletic scholarships, and I was the only one with a full ride. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. I think I have changed my family's perspective on women. They used to think that women were stay-home people, like get married and that's it, like there's nothing else they can do. And my mom used to think like that until like She went to one of the orientations from CSUB with me, and there was a Spanish-speaking counselor that explained everything to her, and that's when she totally changed the way she thinks, and she supports me more.
It is with great pleasure that I stand here today to welcome you to the commencement exercises of the class of 2009 here at Jordan High School.
At some point, every student will have to make a decision, at least once, about which way am I going to take my life. So do students like Dontay turn themselves around, make the right decision? Yes, and that's a miracle that we're grateful for.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle.
Well, graduation is a big accomplishment for me and, you know, my whole family. So I'm gonna be the first person that started, you know, from kindergarten to 12th grade, no mishaps, no dropouts, nothing, going straight in, you know, the first one to graduate, you know, on time. I got all A's and B's, you know. My whole 12th grade year, there's not one C, nothing, you know. So my whole family, really, you know, they know they don't have to worry about me. You know, I've been handling my business, doing my stuff, so I'm ready, you know, be on my own, basically, you know, that manhood, you feel me, you know, so yeah, it's good.
It's the climb. Thank you, class of 2009.
Cecilia Lopez, North Honor Society.
Please stand.
I hereby certify that these students have met all
requirements set forth by the Board of Education of the Paramount Unified School District
for the graduation requirements of the state of California. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2009.
By 2020, America will once again have the highest proportion of college graduates in the world. That is a goal we can meet. That's a goal we can meet.
I used to be scandalous, vandalous. Never let no punk get the upper hand of this. But everything can change in a moment like this. I forgot the dreams that I used to dream, like a little kid saying prayers through the window screen. I'm gonna keep on running, ain't gonna stop at nothing. I can see the light at the end of the road, get out the way, I'm coming. Ooh, look at me now, like a shooting star, all around the world. Go ahead and live your dreams like you wanna live your dreams. Ooh, look at me now, like a shooting star, all around the world. Yo. Sitting looking at the night sky, stars shining down, wondering if I keep running, will it ever come round to me? To my dreams, to my needs, on my knees, saying please, dear God, make me a star that can lead, can shine on, can live on, can crash down, but flame on and keep going, no matter what the rest of them's on. I don't care what you say I'm gonna be, all I'm gonna be is me to the best of my ability. Ooh, look at me now, look at me, I'm like a shooting star, I'm flying all around the world. Go ahead and live your dreams like you wanna live your dreams. Like you wanna live your dreams. Hours and days, sleepless and tired, fighting for everything, yeah, and praying for grace and fuel for the fire and vision to see, yeah, not only just to get by. Tonight we're fighting for life. We lift our eyes, hoping to find that our dreams are more than hopes to survive. And fighting to sing